Okay, so now we want to go backwards. They're giving us the value of the sine, cosine, tangent, and cosine in these cases here, but we want to find the angle, okay? And sometimes it will have two answers. So sometimes you will have two answers or angles, depending where it lands in the quadrant. So the sine is 1. So this is your y value. Okay? So that means you go through the unit circle. Is that one? No. That one? No. Is that one? No. Hey, right here. The y is 1. So it is at pi over 2. And I want you to put it in both degrees and radians. Actually, let's just use radians. Just use radians. So theta is pi over 2 or 90 degrees. It's the same angle. That's in radians and that's in 90. There, you're done. The cosine of theta is equal to negative square root of 3 over 2. So this is your x value. Okay, so where is the cosine negative? Okay, well, look. The cosine is negative in this quadrant, so that means there's going to be an answer here. And the cosine is also negative in the third quadrant, so then we have to find it over here too. So then you're going to go negative square root of 3 over 2. That's your x value right here. So what angle is that? 5 pi over 6 and 150. So theta is equal to 5 pi over 6 or 150 degrees. And it's also negative over here in this quadrant. So we want negative square root of 3 over 2. So it's going to be in 7 pi over 6 or 210. So theta is equal to 7 pi over 6. Or if you want to put it in degrees, it's 210. Okay, so that's the answer for that one. See, so sometimes you'll have two angles. So you have 5 pi over 6 and 7 pi over 6. Okay, the tangent of theta is equal to negative 1. So the tangent of theta negative is negative in the second quadrant. So it tells you right here it's negative. Tangent is negative. And it's negative in the third quadrant. So now, none of these are 1. But remember that the tangent of theta is your y over x. And it has to equal negative 1. So the only case where you're going to get a negative 1 is if you divide the same one over the same one. So this is your y. This is the same as that. So if you divide these two, that's not going to give you 1. Remember that if you have 5 over 5, that equals 1. So same over the same. 6 over 6, that equals 1. So here, if you divide that by the negative of it, you're going to get negative 1. So what angle is that? 3 pi over 4 or 135. So theta is equal to 3 pi over 4 or 135 degrees. Now it's also, this is the middle one, so if you go to the fourth quadrant, it's going to be true. So the middle one, if you go over here, you have the same over the same. So it's at 7 pi over 4 or 315. 7 pi over 4 or 315. And then the cosine of theta is negative 1 over 2. And it's negative. Now the cosine is negative in this quadrant and this quadrant. And you want negative 1 over 2. So it's 2 pi over 3 or 120. And 4 pi over 3 and 240. Okay. So theta is going to be 2 pi over 3, or 210 degrees, and it's equal to, oops, let me use my pen here. Theta is 4 pi over 3, or 240. Okay, go ahead and go to the next video to find out how to solve these equations right here.